Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and nobody's on the camera. We got Jolene in the house, and we are on air. Fina the dog's in the house. I'm gonna get Jolene to weld up the running board. I have another running board on the other side that I gotta weld up, and I gotta get the fenders on and get that stuff done. If Jolene will weld up the running board for me, she got me coffee bid again. Thank her, sweetheart. Anyway, she's gonna weld this up, and I'm gonna play with the roof. And the reason I'm gonna play with the roof, I have to straighten out the pour cut in the front that doesn't fit the front. I need a pattern from that on the window post itself. I need that pattern because that pattern needs to be applied to the roof so they're the same when they face each other. I'm going to cut some stuff off the roof that I don't figure that we need and get ready for the roof, I guess, because that's what I want to do, or that's basically in line. But Jolene is going to weld the running board on, and this is what I'm going to tell her. We'll just do it together. We'll get down on our knees together. What I would like, as I got this planted on here, how I like things welded up. This is why I like things welded up. First, number one, when you put a patch on, put one tack on it, and just stop. Just stop right there. Put one tack on it. Take a look and see if it fits. That's number one. Number two, when you put your second tack on, that's when it's going to be on there for good. You're not going to be able to twist it. You're not going to be able to move it. You're not going to be able to anything. Keeping in mind when you're tacking it on that you're able to cut it off if it's wrong. So once you get it tacked on, like I had it tacked on, now we're going into, I would like to see it tacked on every 6 inches. Basically what's going on somewhat here, in between, a little bit more, a little bit less, does not matter. Do it by the eye. Now that as you got it tacked on by every 6 inches, I would like to see it tacked on every 6 inches till it becomes, there's a tack weld every inch apart. So basically, we're looking for every inch apart before Jolene starts welding 4 or 5 dots at a time. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it all to be tacked down so nothing can move. Also, when you're tacking this thing down, if it's not tight and right, that's your obligation to make sure that it's tight and right. When you're putting something on, you're in control whether to know if that metal's down tight and right on that. So when it comes time to grind it off, that you can grind off what you need to be ground off. I've got this little clamp here. I'm going to ask Jolene to put it on its edge. It's not enough to bruise the metal or anything. To clamp it down in the middle of each one of those, and then she can tack weld on each side of it and then carry on. Then we know that's tacked down tight. She can carry on doing every 6 inches until she gets to the inch apart. Once she gets the inch apart, we can change the process of the welding. Also, the exhaust pipe and the rocker panel here, this is a 1/8 plate. This is probably even close to 1/8 or close to it. So my suggestion is start on the heavy stuff and run over to the lighter stuff. Basically, get your heat poured onto the big stuff and get a nice penetration over to your sheet metal. So basically, it can happen the same way on the 1/8 plate down to the sheet metal. Jolene, it'll take a little bit before she gets exactly in the groove. It takes anybody a little bit before you get in the groove and get rocking and rolling. But once you get rocking and rolling and you get it tacked every inch, that's when you can try to make it look as nice as possible. For me, it doesn't matter if there's too much weld, and the reason I'm gonna say this is because it gives you a chance to grind it off and make it look the best it can. So if you get something, built up a little bit, don't hassle it, grind it off. That's, everybody uses a grinder on their welds. There's nobody welding up cars and not grinding the weld off. So it's kind of foolish for anybody to say anything. It's kind of, it's a known process. You weld it, you grind it, and do the best you can. Also, this tool, anybody that said anything about this tool was right. I did not. I just said it and then I put it on there, see? And I got ahead of myself, but I come back in this morning, I put that on there, got that polished up for Jolene. She's gonna do that. I'm gonna make the front of the roof, I'm gonna try to straighten this out a little bit. And I'm gonna try to make, I'm going to make a pattern of the front window post, or one top window pattern there. And Jolene's going to weld this up. I'll try to keep the conversation going. I want to thank everybody for coming back. We really appreciate it. Let's go for it. So I'm going to turn Jolene on. She's ready to rock and roll. I'm going to grab some Bristol board and go on the top of the window.
helmet's not tightening.
It's not going tight?
No.
I don't know how you grow a head. I get the clamps on her, she'll go tight.
Is there another one?
Check it out. Just got a malfunctioning hood right at the second. Ah. Here, baby. Turn that. See if it goes any further. No, it won't go any further, will it? That one gonna work? If it doesn't, let me know. We'll fix it somehow. Good enough? Gear's getting down, eh?
Yeah.
There's one helmet that wasn't working that well at all, and I kind of, you can blow this one off too if you want. Check this one out. Don't know if that one will fit you either. You know what's going on, them have to be moved down further on these. Won't go tighter? Put a rag around your head. You know what I'm saying? Get a headband. Got a headband or a hat? Jack got your welding hat that time. You still got that bad boy in there? Jolene's having a hard time for the helmet to fit her head because she's a small lady. That's what happens. So basically I need this pattern right here to go across the front of the roof. I think that we're going to use the roof. I'm actually pretty sure that we're going to use the roof, and the reason being is it doesn't fit that bad, it doesn't look that bad, and it was on the car from before, so we're going to try it. There you go. Huh? Man, I like you in a headband. Hot diggity dog. Yeah, we're going to get a shape of this up here. And then this is what we're going to do. Get a shape of that. 3D printing. And the only thing you have to have is dirty hands. Alrighty, we'll get our scissors. You want me to tie it?
Nope.
Get that rocking and rolling. Running boards, I think the running boards look fabulous. I really do. It's got quite a roll to with the body, and me and Jolene were talking. You can have run the running board out here if you wanted to, out on the fender, and make that piece and go in there and fill that in so it's a bigger running board. I'm thinking the reason it went like that was because that's the size of exhaust pipe that it had. It didn't have anything that went up that far, and that's the reason it went that way. Green is in, they say. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Where'd I put them bad boys at? Left them in the car.
Thanks.
The welder's not turned on.
Yep.
As the ground hook, the gas is on, I think. We'll cut this a little big, and then we'll know that we have what we need inside the pattern. Just a little bit big, and maybe an 1/8 or something, This side I can see it better. Just go on the edge of that metal in between each one. I also think I'm going to cut this piece off here. There's a piece right here that held the visor, and another piece here that held the headliner, I'm thinking, if I'm right. Haven't seen Floyd for a while. I have to get a hold of that man, see what's going on. The guy that did the interior on the 50, have to get a hold of him, see what's going on. I think, not sure what the plans are, but we might be doing a, not sure positively or not. There's one. We'll make another one for that side. And we'll do it with another piece, obviously. Jolene's over there, I can't go over there. Any issues?
Nope.
Awesome. What am I gonna say now? Every spot of weld that Jolene puts on the car, this one looks about the nicest so far, a little bit more weld. And if, you know what I'm saying, over there, all the way over, that's kind of small for me to grind that edge, get it? And that one would be lots. Just keeping that in mind while she's welding it. And the reason you keep that in mind is because that's the next step. I just started working. I can still get dirt off my hands. It's funny how it's just crazy. That's crazy. We'll make it a little bit bigger. And the reason being is, like I said before, we can grind some off. This is the front lip. I'm making a pattern for the front lip of the roof. Just because I think I'm going to make it fit on. No other reason. Putting lots of weld on for me, honey?
Yep.
All right. Me and Jolene and her mother and Tim are going out to a basketball game tonight. First, we're going to go grab something to eat. Then we're going to go to the Acadia basketball game. Not sure which, probably a little bit of each, the girls and the guys. I hate to say it, but I'd be more motivated to watch the best team. I hate to say it, but that's generally the way it goes, is it not? I'm just going to throw a little bit of piece, I'm going to get that piece stuck on there, throw a little bit of piece of tape on it. Got one piece of tape on it, two pieces of tape on it. It didn't want to move. I find generally when something doesn't go right, when you start welding, I just stick with it and stick with it, that's all. But everything's going great. You're on the top bowl now, aren't you? Looking good, looking good. She's doing exactly what I want to do. Keeping it 6 inches apart up the top here, going all the way along. Once you get every inch, you'll probably go in between each one of those before you start your thing. I would do every, in between that, in between that, in between that, in between that. And then you can come back. If you want to grab the air, you're more than fine. Basically, the main thing is to check it and see if it's hot or not. Once you warp it, it's like your car has gotten an accident. That's basically the end of it. Once you have taken your welder and warped something, it's basically like your car's in an accident, and now you have to fix the panel. And that's the end of it. That's basically what it is. And when you're putting it on, when you're fixing something, and you just smashed your quarter panel in because you've warped it, it really does take the fun out of what's going on.
Yeah.
It really does, especially like you're trying to fix it. Picture it now, you're trying to fix it, make the best you can, pretty her all out and do a paint job to her. You put your quarter panel on and you warp it. So you've actually just smashed it and now you got to fix it. That's the end of it. And that's the way it goes. So we're going to take a piece in the middle. We'll tape a piece in the middle. I don't know if anybody's ever heard it put that way, but that's what happens. Makes it easy for me doing that. I find it so easy, or easier to make the pattern by just adding pieces. If it doesn't fit, put it in there anyways. Just go for it, put it in there anyways, and add the pieces to it after, or add the pieces to it that you need to fill it in. So it takes less time and less effort to make that piece. So that's what I feel like that piece is going to have to be added to the front of the roof. I'm going to cut this off because I don't like it. That's what I'm going to do. It's nice to have Jolene in the shot today, helping me out. That's awesome. I enjoy it. You know, those who work together stay together.
Exactly.
Or that's what I'm hoping for. Right, baby?
Right.
I'm thinking Jackie was probably happy with all the nice words everybody gave her yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
Appreciate it.
just a little cheer of trying to be careful as I can. I don't want to bend my paper pattern. I had all the patterns to Jolene's Bugatti, and I used them start a fire. Yeah, I could have sold them damn things for $10 a pattern. Put the tape on that. So tonight, me and Jolene are going out to supper and then to a basketball game with her mother and Tim, her stepdaddy. And then we are going
On a road trip.
on a road trip. And we're taking you with us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we're going to meet some pretty cool dudes. I'm pretty sure. And the reason I say that is because they're probably a little bit older than I am, a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser, and are into hot rods, or cars that I like, obviously. And I'm just kind of anticipating good stories, good conversation, and just camaraderie of old cars, basically. You'll have to wait and see when we get there what we're looking at. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of excited. I got two cars on my brain right now, and I'm not sure why I have them on my brain, but I do. I know why, because that's what I do. I think about cars. And Jolene, basically. That's basically it. Jolene and cars. That's basically what I think about. And I'm not hurting nobody by thinking about cars. I can guarantee you that. Trying to figure out how to get this roof put on there and get it on there the best way possible so I can get it off and on. Got my I like the speed that she's going. In this bodywork industry business, if you are not fast, you generally do not last. And the reason being is it costs so much to get this stuff done. It really does. And the ones that, you know, take along 2, 3, 4 years time, that, you know, they've got the niche, obviously. They're you know, they've got the, what can I say? The respect of their customers with the work that they do, obviously. But if you're going to be starting out and getting into this stuff, you really have to get things done really quickly and get along with it, because not everybody is happy when they come to pay their bill. This is the stuff that I wanted to add to the front of my helmet, baby. That's the stuff that I want to add to the front of the helmet with all the spikes on it.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about is, as I'm talking to Jolene, the hat I made, I got a different plan next time how I make the next one. I'd like to add some of that. It's got some spikes on the front of it for the headliner. Go around the helmet just a little bit, and it would just make it, I don't know.
Okay, I think I'm ready to do 4s.
Is the running board hot or cold? Rubber everywhere. Just rub it over your hand over, see if it's hot and cold. Them are pretty hands. Go easy.
It's warm. This is warmer than this.
Nothing's hot though. Like, you're not burning yourself, obviously. Them pretty little hands. No, you wouldn't even know you had the oven on if you put your hand on that, if you know what I'm saying. Or you might think the oven's on, but I'm not sure. Go for it. Kick some ass. Yeah, go for it. Do you have the air with you?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to do the 4, put the air the first time on 4s. It's 6 inches apart.
4 and then.
Yeah, you can go foot apart if you want to do 4s, and that way there you don't have to use the air at all.
Okay, that'd be nice.
And do 1 dot at a time, please. Yeah. So basically, right now she's still at that one at the inch apart, sort of.
Grab the camera and show where we're at.
Yeah. Jolene's just going to grab the camera, show where we're at. You can come right to the end here, obviously, too, on that running board. Yeah. You can go right to the end on that. Well, there's where she's at with getting it tacked on. I feel like you could run it around and tack it on in between more, to be honest with you, before you start doing your 4s in a few of them. And that's up to you. I'm going to leave that up to you. But if you want to start running your 4s, go for it. That's what Jolene's going to do. And what I mean by 4s, she's going to go 1, wait till the red goes away, 2, 3, 4, and then she's going to go away a foot up there and carry on and do the exact same thing all the way along. Not using the air, because she's going to do it a foot apart. Once she goes around there, then she can feel it and see if it's getting hot, pay attention to it. It'd be hard to warp that exhaust pipe, and it'd be hard to warp that 8th plate, but let's face it, when you weld something, it moves. We might as well do it right. She's at a good, what can I say? You're running fast enough to make me happy, like you're running at a good speed.
Good.
You're running at a good speed, so carry on, I'll carry on, and then we'll go from there. I'm just going to cut these off. I do not figure that the visors, or we're going to have visors on this car. I don't figure we're going to have visors. What do you think? No?
What do you mean visor? Like
Yeah,
down
like,
here?
yeah. You've never. Everything you do just causes more work. Probably me walking in this thing doesn't help you weld, neither does it. So every time she puts a spot of weld on there, when she starts the next spot of weld, she's starting it right beside the other one, so it overlaps on the other one. So there's no gaps in between. So what happens is there's one complete weld all the way along the whole thing, so we do not get any pinholes in anything in case something gets up behind it and lifts things off. That's what we're going for on that weld job. I got some little pieces I gotta tear off there, but I think that's fine for now. Got my pattern right there. I got this front of this roof that's a different shape than that. I'm feeling like I'm gonna try to straighten it off with a little bit of tape. See what happens. So basically I just got to cut off. Just run a new line across here. Wherever it's cut back the furthest, that's the furthest I can go. And whatever's ahead of it, I guess I'm going to trim it off and see what happens. I'm hoping maybe. Also, I think we've made the decision. We're going to cut it off. We're going to cut the roof off. And leave a little bit on like they've got. That looks good. Give it a little bit more there. I'm going to cut that part off from here, from this line down. So we'll have something like this back up here. Have the skinnier part, makes it lighter. Do not have to add the door tops to make it look right. That's what I'm going for. I don't want to add the door tops to make it look right. Or to continue on the door. And the reason no door tops, I said before, is weight. And, no, wait. Forgot to do my push-ups yesterday, but I won't forget today, hopefully. I forgot to do them on video, I'm sorry, but as soon as I forgot, I got down and give Jolene 50. Didn't I, Jolene?
You did, yeah. Did
so, right in the bedroom, I give her 50. I'm gonna get a zip cut. Jolene's keeping a good pace, if you all haven't noticed. That's a good pace right there. Not even close. I'm not sure how many rolls of wire and how many tanks of gas, but I'm going to say for one thing for sure, we use a lot of her, don't we?
Yeah.
We do.
It's more than average.
Yeah. We do a lot of it. just cutting on top of that line to give me the same distance as this up here, so I don't have to put the door tops on. Cool. Gonna stand back and take a look at that for a second. Not bad. Looks a little thicker right there, but see what happens. Change the blade, I guess. Warm. I put some air to it and cool it off. It's warm. It's not real hot. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Good. It's warm. It's not as hot as a black car on a sunny day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it's not as hot as a black car on a sunny day, it's not going to warp or anything. It's warm.
I'll take a break. And
You can take a break for a second. Sure, you can. What's that now?
I'm just going to grab the camera and let that cool.
Yep. I don't need this helmet. What do I need that for? Taking your helmet. I'm just be changing blades and I left it over there. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. Show what you got going on over there, I guess. I'd like to see you finish it before you leave me. How's that? Before we, you want to help me flip this over, sweetheart?
Yeah, this one's fine.
Take a look at that and then get you back on that. If you think you can get back on that, baby, can you get back on that? Can you finish that for me? I'll grind it. I'm just joking. Anyways, I want to get this root flipped over because I want to cut to the other side of, maybe I don't want to cut the other, so maybe I'll cut it this way. I can cut it maybe from this side. I'm going to try this one first on this side. Got to cut the inside piece, right? my cutting. I'm cutting a little bit of that black material for interior. So what you got going on there? You cut up there a bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'd be better off too. What I'm going to do is going to leave what's going on there, leave that little bit in there in case, you know, when it gets on there, then I can see it a little bit better. There's a little bit left in there that I want to get gnawed off. Yes, there is. I'm going to gnaw this side off. With that piece off there for the visors and stuff, now I can clean that all up in there and it can be painted nice. With that piece on that looked like I was going to put it on the Viking helmet, it had all the jagged teeth on it. That was for the Viking helmet, basically. But I couldn't get it nice and smooth up in there. With that off, now I can. That's where that come off. Who knew that was so tough? Who knew? Hope we didn't get it cut up in there too far. That's looking at, and right there you get there like that. I see coat hangers in my future, honey.
Do you?
Yeah, I guess. Gonna have to get a new blade because that one won't reach. Cheering for you, honey. Cheering for you. Go for it. Cooker. Ah.
You're cheering for me.
Yeah, I'm cheering for you. Believe me.
I didn't hear you.
What?
I couldn't hear you.
Jolene's got earplugs in. Which I can't say is a blamer. Smarter than the average bear she is.
Whoa. Is this the helmet I used?
Jeez, Fiend, you're not coming. What?
It's not the helmet.
Your helmet's right over there, probably. No, maybe there. I'm sorry. I took your helmet there once and thought I was going somewhere with it, I guess. I don't know where I was going, but. So this is the first game of the season for the Acadia?
Yeah.
First.
Oh, it's their first home game.
First home game. Don't know if they played a game yet or not, but we're back at it. Hard to get at. Hard to get at. It's not a. See what happens. I got it haggled off, that's for sure. I think I'm okay. I think I still got lots left. I'm pretty sure. Just the main thing is that I have enough hanging down on that roof on the inside. When I cap it, I've got the same look that I got going up front without the door top on. That's all I'm thinking about. I've got lots hanging down right here when I go in there. I got lots hanging down. I have to sand it off. It still has to be figured out down here. Not sure yet. I've got some, looks like to me, like roof repair to do there. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure. I've got a front lip to cut out. Let's do that. .18 gauge is basically what I use for anything on sheet metal floors. I just use 18 gauge, and the reason I use 18 gauge is because why? Find a place here to cut this. Because when I grind it, I feel like I have metal to grind. With the thinner metal, I don't feel like I have much to grind. Beautiful. It almost makes me think that you've done that before.
Yeah, but it's been a while. Hasn't it?
Have you done that before?
Yeah.
Where? On what?
What? You mean running boards?
Yeah.
On the Plymouth?
40 Plymouth. Jolene did a set of running boards on a 40 Plymouth. That could be probably just as good as any running board anybody built in the world. It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And the reason I say that, because the welds were invisible. It was really nicely done. And she's my lady. If no one's telling you you've done a good job and you're doing a good job, you can tell yourself, probably make yourself more happy than anything. Just tell yourself you're doing a good job and be happy with it. That's what I do.
We're gonna go helmet shopping.
Helmet shopping?
Yeah.
You want me to build you one?
No.
Here, honey, use this one.
No thanks.
Here, honey, please use that one. Here,
good.
baby.
No thanks.
I'll knight you to the Viking ship of...
Here we go.
I want my glasses. The inside of the marker is the pattern, generally. So we're going to go on a little road trip. We're going to take off tomorrow. And we're going to our American border. And we're going to go meet some, I guess, new friends and maybe somebody that we've met before, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. I'll take you with us. Hoping to see some cool cars and some cool people. Your gas stick on, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Keep going, see if you catch it. Keep going though, keep going. Just take off somewhere else. Take off somewhere else.
What?
Here, you got it there, didn't you?
Yep.
Stop?
Yep.
Good. Not sure what's going on, but sometimes the welder will get stuck with the gas going through the nozzle. You can hear it sometimes. I'm not sure if it's in the trigger or where it's at, but we're gonna have to get a hold of our friends of...
Oh, look at that one.
That's okay. Because I'd weld there and I'd weld in between it and I'd grind it off.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect. So we have to get a hold of our friends at Lincoln and find out why that does it sometimes. These welders here that we're using have been here welding cars for...
Many years.
They had 10 years. They haven't been I don't think they've been shut off a day. They've been on every day that we've been here, every day generally, and the Lincoln is doing us fantastic, but right now we're having an issue with the trigger and the gas stain on. Gonna have to find that issue, what that is. Fix that. Or get some new ones and donate the old ones to somebody that wants to do it once in a while. That's what Harley's getting for Christmas. A used welder. That's what she's getting. A used welder. How you feel about things now?
Good, I'm just gonna let it cool off.
Do what?
I wanted to see what you're doing there.
Did you cool it off?
Just cooling it off.
Yeah. I guess Jolene's gonna bring the camera and give you a show what's going on. It's looking really good. It's warm. It's like, it's not as hot as a car on a sunny day. It's not as hot as a car on a sunny day. It looks really good, but that's what's going on, and that's what has to keep going on till it's finished. And it's like this. Every one of those little welds have to cover each one of those welds. We don't want spots in between them like that. See, that would have to have a spot one put in between that. But we don't want that. We want that continuously all the way down through. Not sure if there's needs a spot in between there. You can see where it's not welded. Like that sort of stuff is not what we want. We want all like that. And that's basically from a spot weld from before. Just that stopped before she got there, didn't see it. And you were up to 4. Yeah. So basically that's what goes on. It's looking really good. How much time?
We're at 53.
We're at 53. Well, this is right here is the piece of the front of the roof. This is the pattern to that. I'm basically going to have to take this piece and weld it to the front of this piece here. It's going to have to be applied to this piece. I'm not done cutting it yet. We're going to have to make sure it fits right and all that sort of jazz. If I'm on the right way even. However it fits. We're going to weld that part to the roof or this piece, and then when we put the roof on, then we'll weld this to the roof, and that way there we know it fits. You know what I'm saying? I'll have to get this to fit first all the way across, so it fits nice. And then we'll put I'm not sure what kind of gap we'll get in there, probably an 1/8 gap. We'll apply a piece of 1/8 plate in between there in a couple places. We'll apply that there. Then we'll just tack that there. We'll know we'll have an 1/8 distance. We probably could drill our hole right at the same time that goes in there, and then we'll have the pin here at the same time, so when the roof goes on, we know it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Yeah, so the roof's going to get laid on the back. I'm not sure of, just thinking out loud, that's basically what I'm doing. This piece has to be trimmed up, made to fit exactly. 1/8 gap in between. That means I'm going to put a piece of 1/8 plate in here and then apply this piece, and we'll tack them all together, and then I can zip cut it off after. I'll probably put the 1/8 plate at the top. Reason being, an 1/8 probably could be 3/16, and the reason being is I need filler, I need primer, I need paint, and I might even need a rubber. So I'm probably going to go probably the 3/16, a little thicker across there, so we have room for all that sort of stuff. The roof post in the front has to be cut at a different angle, probably, no doubt in my mind. We have a little different cut up here when we cut it off. We got a little bit jagged up here when we first started. If we had cut it straight, straight off, it would have been perfect because we would have fit perfectly back on, because that's where it come from. But we straightened that part out and we got this part jagged, so we're going to have to straighten this part out, and hopefully we bring it together and it'll be straight, because I just ran a piece of tape in there going back to the farthest points that I could to get rid of, our wiggly woggly. I'm not sure if I leave that on and cut it on there. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. You can see we've got this piece right here. See how thick that is there, right? So what I did is I just come along there with a piece of tape and thinking if I add the piece of metal to this piece and weld it along that edge, I'd have approximately that depth all the way along there. And then I would have to chew this piece in the inside down the exact same way, so we're at the same playing field all the way along. So it's just a nice square piece that goes along there, and it's not sharp or whatever, just like so it's one continuous piece. This is going to have to be dealt with down here when it sits on this. There's an issue there somewhat, a little bit of an issue. Got that side trimmed off, got the front piece rocking and rolling. Jolene's got the running board looking good. And basically what's going to happen is we'll get the running board done, we'll get that ground up, get that looking real good. I'm going to have to go run and get some round rod and that sort of stuff to maybe apply to the car, to apply the roof. Not sure how I'm going to apply the roof to the car yet, but I'm thinking round rod's in the equation because of something not sharp on top of the car. It's round, obviously. And then we'll go from there. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for coming back. We really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell Jolene how fantastic a job she did on her welding. I'm going to give you 50. Give you 50. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor. Have a great day. Come back tomorrow and we'll be here.